Hello and welcome back to Black Sheep Overland Adventures. Yesterday I received my Spartan lunchbox locker for the Black Sheep here. Let's see, Black Sheep's over here. There you go. She's our 2012 Jeep Wrangler Sahara. And so we got this thing in here yesterday, and I'm pretty excited about getting it installed. There it is right there. And I thought I would just take you guys along while I unboxed it, and we'll see how it goes here today. Hopefully we can get it in just a matter of a couple hours, so I'll keep you updated on what the actual time is. It's about 10 a.m. now, and so maybe about noon we'll have this thing completed. So the first thing we did is to install the locker is I say we, it's just me today. I jacked the front of the Jeep up, got it ready to remove the wheels. I've got a couple of jack stands under there. I'll remove the jack here in just a bit. The jack would be in the way to remove that differential cover, and so that's kind of like step one. I'll tell you that there's some items you're going to need. We'll go over that. Number one, don't forget you're going to need some gear oil for your vehicle, depending on what vehicle you've got. So I just got the passenger side tire and wheel off. Thought I'll just show you guys a little video of what you're going to run into here. If I can get the camera back. Let's see. So if you can see all that or not, but depending on how rough the weather is around you, inclement weather, if you're like live in the Northeast or the Northwest, a lot of this stuff will be seized up pretty good. So I recommend getting you some sort of anti-seize, a lubricant of some kind of WD. There's a lot of good stuff out there for oil. Anyway, soak that stuff down before you get too far into it. Maybe even soak it down and give it an hour or so before you move on. All right, so here we go. It's the Spartan. Let's see, we got. So if you've got, here's our part number. We do have a Dana 30 27 spline front differential, and so that's a part number. What you'll need on that if you're replacing, what we're replacing here. Hope that helps you. This on Amazon was $240. I think there might have been one or two, places that were maybe a little cheaper, but that was okay with me. And so when you open up the box here, they've got a very good instruction manual. You can see it's an installation manual, and it goes through step by step what you're gonna need to do. So it tells you how to prepare your vehicle for that installation. We've done all these steps, okay, and so now we're down to carrier removal right here. Okay, so you're going to need, I don't know if you can see that or not, the camera's over where I can't tell, but the 21 millimeter. So where we're at, we're going to pull the axle out of the carrier, or what some people refer to as the pumpkin, the differential. We're going to pull it out. Same thing on the other side. So I've already kind of loosened these two bolts that take a 21 millimeter. So you got to get those out in order for your wheel bearing assembly, your hub assembly. People don't get mad at me for using the wrong nomenclature. You know, it's different folks, different strokes for different folks, they say. So, and you could get an impact up in here, just be a little bit awkward, but these are really fine threads, and so once you get them broke free, they spin out pretty easy. So I'm just spinning out by hand. There's the bottom one. There's that fine threaded, you can tell. You want to be careful. It does talk about in the instruction manual your ABS sensor. You can see I recently had to replace my my wheel bearing assembly, and those things, they don't give them away. They're pricey, so I want to take care not to stress my my ABS sensor there. Alright, now you kind of see that come free there. Alright, so that whole piece wants to come off of there. So just be gentle with it. You've got a little, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's a little keeper that kind of holds it from just jumping off. Keep up with all this stuff you take off, because you're going to need it. And then your ABS sensor stuff, it just pops into place there. And what I recommend is once this comes off, we'll remove this here. All right, we're going to get it up out of the way. So I'm going to use a strong bungee, one of those heavy rubber bungees, and I'll bungee this thing up here in the wheel well, so as not to stress my brake line or my ABS sensor. Another thing you're going to need, you can see this right here, is a splined bolt, and so you'll need a 12-point 13 millimeter socket, or you could get in there with a combo, boxed into the combo, but you'll need 13 or a 12 point for the 13 spline. 13 millimeter. Well, that's what it looks like once you get it removed. I actually didn't realize I was recording the whole time. So yeah, moving on around here. I've just pulled the axle out far enough to remove the carrier from the third member, and that's side one. We'll go set up over on the driver's side. So that's it's basically the same thing on the driver's side here. your two 21 millimeters come out of the top and the bottom down here. Hold your rotor on and your brake caliper. These 13 spline bolts, they go in 3 places. One here, one at the bottom on this side, bottom on this side. That holds your hub assembly in from the back. And the passenger side just pulled right out. There's no problem. But I had to take a ball peen and just, you know, give it a mechanically sound tap on the back of this hub assembly here, and you know it came out. It wasn't too bad. And so now we're ready to take the differential cover off. Okay, differential cover is off. The oil drained out in the pan there. So try to get you guys a look at it here. Let's see, there it is. So let me get this wrench out of the way. So when you get into these instructions, it's going to tell you the main caps. Let me find my flashlight. You can see this or not, but the main caps, just like the main bearing on the crankshaft on your vehicle, they are milled specifically to the side and orientation that you find them. There's one on the driver's side, the short side axle, and there's one over here on the passenger side, long side axle. So what they recommend, what Spartan and all the others recommend, is that you mark these. And I think, you know, for me, the best way to mark it is to mark one side. Mark the passenger side for me. Maybe easier for you guys on the, or I'm gonna mark the driver's side, sorry. Maybe easier for you guys on the passenger side. But so what I've done, I have rigged me up a punch here that I can get a pretty good lick on without hurting my hand, smashing my hand with the hammer. And I'm just gonna make me a mark here. Hold that up there, right about there, and just make me a nice mark with my punch, marking which side, you know, goes where. Well, let's see how that works out. Go. Just try to hit it a couple times there. There we go. And so what I'll do, I'll wipe that off with a towel. y'all can see that made a pretty good little mark there, right there. Wipe it off good. I'll know that's the passenger side with that divot. And then for extra measure, so I'll know that this cap this is the outside over here. Put a little white paint. Alright. And I'll do the same with the other over here. Doesn't have the divot. And I'll just do it in a little different spot to try to help me track. See how that kind of keep you in the right spot. The marker kind of gave out. Alright. Alright, next we're ready now to take these main caps loose, and the axles are pulled, and I know you can't see that from that camera angle, but they're pulled, and so this carrier, you know, it ought to come out pretty smooth once we take these caps off. Now generally there'll be a shim on one side or the other, could be both sides. And so you want to try to keep all that stuff oriented exactly the way it came out. So I've seen other people do this, and it may be that I have to take, I've got a dual steering stabilizer on here. Now I've seen other people have to come over the top of this main tie rod, connecting rod here. Then I don't know if I can come out the bottom or not, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. You want to try not to get any dirt, and be sure and clean out your housing here really good. I'll probably take a shop vac and rags and give it a good clean up. But anyway, that's what's next. Comes. It's pretty easy. There's that shim. It's on the right side. Fill out just like that. Shim on the other side. Shim goes up here. just like that. And this one, just like that. You may need to take those off later. I don't know. Maybe clean them up. One of them did fall out here on the ground. You don't want any dirt, so I'll just introduce some more. Okay, that's out. Now let's go up here and do some other stuff. Well, there it is. Put it out here on the work table. And so you've got these bearings here and the race that goes around the bearing, and it doesn't say it anywhere, but in my mind it's important to keep it oriented the way it comes off. So we're going to try our best. We're going to just like we see it, that's the way we're going to try to keep it. So our small side, which would be the driver's side, I'm going to keep to my right as if I was standing in front of the vehicle, and the passenger side to my left. Okay, so I know where that stuff goes. Just kind of wipe this down a little bit, get some of the oil off of it. You really need a lint-free. I've got some lint-free here, shop towels. Just wipe it off a little bit so you can work with it. Have to, sometimes you got to make a tool. That should get that out. There's a roll pen. Set it over here. You're gonna need it again. All right. Keeper. Going to use it too. Just clean it up. Set it off to the side. Alright, so I got the spider gears out. But so generally this top gear here of your spider gears would spin freely. Mine was very, very tight with the spider gear on each side, very tight. So I took the soft end of a screwdriver and I just gave these gear ends a little tap, tapped them around, and as I tapped them around, it drove these from mounted inside here, drove them out. This one on this side, and this one came out over here. They just fell out. Okay, so that's that. So your kit, your Spartan Locker kit, it's going to come with these spring carriers. You got these 4 spring carriers, and the springs that go inside them, and these pins that hold them in place till you're ready to release it all into your carrier. guys can see that at the bottom, right there. Do not use thrust washers. So we are not going to use Sorry, Rachel, about that last video. I can help you with it. So here you go. This is what it looks like when it's completely assembled. The locker's in there. The springs are opposed right now, pressing the two locker gears away from each other. And so that's what it'll be like until you turn. When you turn, it's designed for these teeth that are notched, depending on which way you turn, to push out, overcome the spring, and you'll hear a clicking noise, and that's it clicking by this gear, or this gear, depending, driver's side, passenger side. So anyway, that's it. And we're ready to put it back in, see what happens. I don't leave this out at the ring gear, the big gear that I took off in order to drive the pin. I think I could have drove the pin all the way through here, but I've seen videos where people have done this and they end up having to grind one of these teeth down to get the pin out, and I didn't feel comfortable with that. I know some people are, and it's just a normal thing, but it was just a little bit more, I mean, I think it was less trouble to do it this way, is take that ring gear off. You want to tighten that up in a mechanical cross pattern. I work with guys who, if they watch this, they'll shame me for sure. Because the guys, man, they're really, really bright. They're brilliant mechanics that I work with, and they would give you the precise torque sequence of this, let's see how many, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 bolt pattern. Yeah, they would get it down to an art. Now, you know, and you can call it cutting corners, but I think it's torqued down fine. But I do want to give a shout out to those mechanics who are just phenomenal at what they do, and I respect them deeply. Appreciate what they do. All right, now we'll go place it in the differential.
Have you found torque specs on them yet?
Well, I can about tell you what the torque specs are on a 5/8. Let's see, that'd be a 3/8 bolt with a 5/8 head. It's about 40 foot-pounds.
Okay.
And we can put 40 foot-pounds on it, but we're just
I'll
gonna
judge it.
We're just gonna calibrated elbow.
Yep.
It's all on video. Sorry, all you mechanics out there. Sorry. We'll get it RFT. You know what RFT is?
Really freaking tight. For family.
That's right.
purposes.
Family friendly. Okay. And yes, we did have to use a BFH at one point. And that was just to drive the new roll pin back in. And I don't know if I got that on video or not, maybe. All right, folks, so I know you can't tell much from this video, but differential cover's back on. I did Put the gasket on. I filled up with the 75-90. Let's see here. Get a shot of that. There it is. All back together, no big deal. Any questions, you can put questions in the comments. And show you the gear oil. Royal Purple, Max Gears 75W90. Yeah. So there'll be video. See if this Spartan's a difference maker. See you guys on the trail.